All right. So here is the SonicD social distancing app. This is how simple it is, right? So the default here is green, which what does that mean? It means that it's possibly clear. You don't know. I mean, there's no one has been detected. Um, no one has been tested for positive for COVID-19. Practice social distancing. Obviously, wear a mask whenever possible. Okay. Um, that's it. Now, let's say someone a couple steps removed from you gets detected, and uh, your friend had interacted with them, and then they interacted with you. What would happen is yours would go yellow. It's like, hey, practice strict. There's someone within one tick removed, right, one step removed that has it. Let's say you interacted with someone who then later got it, and then it's going to say, quarantine, right? Go get quarantine. What does that mean? It means someone not clear. You interact with someone who's been tested positive, immediately quarantine required. Well, what happens then is everyone that you connected with after that fact are going to go orange. So understand the app is keeping track of when you connected with the person, keeping track when you've connected with other people in your network. All it's storing all this data, and it's your data. It's not sharing this data with the government. It's not tracking you or anything else. It's your private data on there. This here just makes it easier scan. Now, where this goes to our WhatsApp group. So if you're interested in being part of the project, you can scan this and you'll go to our WhatsApp group. You can link up with UnDaoDu on Facebook too. So that's pretty much it. Okay. Now, um, you know, logging in, right? Actually, I could have done that. I could have, like, when you click on this, you get a login. I'm not going to do the whole Facebook thing, but Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, boom, you're logged in and you're going to be green. Until someone gets either connected or whatever, you're not going to know. Now, understand that until this network grows and we have enough people who have the app, using it and testing, obviously, you know, uh, this isn't going to um, be very reliable, right? Because we don't have enough tests and everything else going on. So testing is very important because the more testing we have, because if the shopkeeper is asymptomatic and doesn't get tested when they're sick and everything else, if stores aren't requiring it. Now, here's a beautiful thing. You may have to be required to have this when you go into Publix, or you're required to show this when you come in. There'll be someone at the door and you'll show this, okay? Fine. All the employees will also have this, right? And I have a kind of a video on how it works, and you can look at that presentation on this. So this presentation is really just for it. So now one of the problems is, what's the incentive for folks to to SOCD, right? What's the incentive for them to SOCD? Well, it's the SOCD token, this token of appreciation. Now it's awarded for people doing SOCD, social distancing, right? There is no ICO, there's no pre-allocation, there's no STO. Just because I'm the creator, I'm not hoarding the tokens. It works just like Bitcoin, right? Well, I wouldn't say it works. It works very, very similar to Bitcoin. There's only a pre-allocated amount, right? So this is how Bitcoin works. There's 21 million. There's 3 million left. There's a pool of coins that are potentially available to the network, and this pool is released over time. This is kind of like a layman's interpretation. Bitcoin really doesn't work this way, but it kind of does also, right? And it goes to the miners. Now, the COVID-19, SOCD token, basically, it releases a pool. If you're social distancing, that gets shared. Now, the app is going to determine how well you're social distance. So if you're being a sloppy social distancing, you're only going to share in 60% of the pool. If you're being a pretty good social distancing, kind of, I don't know, kind of not great, but if you're going to share more. But the top 20% who do the best job social distancing, they're going to earn the most, right? Same thing for a store. If a store is not practicing good social distancing, the app is going to know that, right? By the way it's set up. These are collaborators. So these are users, collaborators. So collaborators would be stores, would be partners, and everything else using it. These could, potentially also are people who are promoting and getting, say, oh, I'm going to help promote it, but the person doesn't promote it to anyone. Okay, but let's say you're an influencer, you can share in the top amount, and a lot of your folks get it as an influencer. So these collaborators are partners that are going to help us get this app out there. Creators are the partners that help build the app. Myself, I'm part of the creation, folks that get out there and code, they're the creators. And again, depending on, you can say, hey, I want to help out, but you don't do anything, you would only share in a very small percent of that pool. Okay. The thing this is kind of added onto, this comes up to 100%, right? This is 60% broken up, another 80-20 split. The on top of that is the network. Now the network deals with how bad coronavirus is in your area. If you're living in an area where you're out in Idaho and there's really no coronavirus, why should you be sharing in 60%? If you're sharing in a high risk area and you're practicing and doing really good, this is compounded, right? So all these things are kind of compounded in the amount of pool that you earn. And 4% actually goes to the to the fund here. And what the fund is doing is once the token gets to a certain value, because the token is going to start as Division 7 just like Bitcoin did in 2009. It's 2020. This is the Division 7. There's no value of the SOCAP token. But over the course of the years, over the next 10 years, as social distancing is going to be part of society, right, you will earn, just passively. This is a residual passive potential income, right? This is a UBI. And what is the guarantee that it's gone up? Well, it works just like Bitcoin. There's a finite amount of token, right? Let me go back, right? There's a finite amount of token. I missed the link there. There is scarcity. It runs out, right? It's immutable. It's built on any blockchain. So the SD token can be built on Ethereum. It could be built on EOS. It could be there could be multiple SD tokens, right? The SOCD tokens. It doesn't matter. But ultimately, what it means is that over time, think of this as a UBI, or what I call a token of appreciation. It gains in value. This is a UBI that creates its own value, kind of like how Bitcoin did, that pays out. So you don't have to go to the government and say, hey, give me money. You don't have to go to different things, give me money. And, that's natural. And see, over time, when the token becomes a Division 6, and it's going to become a Division 6 like this, someone's going to have a bunch of tokens and they're going to buy a pizza, right? When they buy a pizza, all of a sudden it's going to be worth something, right? When someone starts trading tokens for stuff, like I want tokens, they understand the scarcity of the token, then it's going to have value. And the moment it has value, guess what? Remember that this fund here, what happens is the fund starts auctioning off, every quarter or every month. I don't know what it's going to be. Starts auctioning off the tokens that it has in the fund. No one owns these tokens. These tokens are not owned by me. They're owned by the DANO, Decentralized Autonomous Nonprofit Organization, that is run and managed by what? 0202 or the Singularity or the Noodle, right? This is deep learning, right? And it's looking at and it's managing the entire network. There is no control on the, this is smart contracts right here. When it moves up to the next division, guess what? It sells more, right? So as it gets closer, it's selling, and what is it doing? With it's storing Bitcoin in its Dano, and the Bitcoin is underwriting the SOCD token. So the token ultimately gains more value because it's kind of like how Fort Knox once upon a time was the gold standard for the dollar. What happened is Bitcoin becomes the gold standard for all these Foundup tokens that will launch. And if you're interested in learning more, why don't you join our Discord, right? Come join our community, not Discord. This is WhatsApp. come to foundups.org and be part of the adventure. My name is UnDaoDu. I'm ushering in social beneficial capitalism. My framework is the UBI system that can be applied to any widget in the world that can level up and return value to those early adapters, those innovators, those creators that made it possible. These tokens can be applied to to creators, YouTube creators, to other startups. Everything in the future will be tokenized. Everything in the future will be tokenized with the FTF, the Foundups tokenization framework. Thanks for watching.